that. Africa is done with that. When I heard about Netanyahu's so-called warning, it wasn't just an insult to me or Burkina Faso, it was an insult to every African who's ever dreamed of a free, proud and united continent. I couldn't stay silent. Silence is what they expect from us. They expect us to be afraid, to bow our heads, to say yes sir. But I'm not that kind of leader. I'm here to fight for my people, for our dignity and for our future. And I know I'm not alone. After I spoke, something incredible happened. My words didn't just stay in that room in Ouagadougou. They spread like wildfire. People started sharing the video of my speech on X, Telegram, WhatsApp, everywhere. Within hours, millions of people had seen it. Not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa and beyond. Young people in Mali, farmers in Niger, students in Guinea, activists in South Africa. They all heard my voice and they felt it. They weren't just listening to me, they were hearing their own hopes, their own anger, their own dreams. In Mali, my brother Colonel Assimi Goïta shared the clip on social media. In Guinea, Mamadi Doumbouya stood up and said he's with me. Across Telegram groups, people started using hashtags like Africa will not bow and we stand with Traore. Those words weren't just slogans, they were a battle cry. They were a sign that Africa is waking up. We're not just a bunch of countries anymore. We're a family. And when one of us is threatened, we all stand together. Let me tell you what sovereignty means to me. It's not just a fancy word you find in books. It's the right to make our own choices. It's the right to say who comes into our land, who takes our resources, and who we work with. It's the right to stand tall and say, this is our home, and we decide what happens here. For too long, foreign powers have treated Africa like a chessboard. They move their pieces, soldiers, money, companies, and expect us to sit quietly while they play their game. Not anymore. In Burkina Faso, we're taking back control. We're saying no to foreign bases on our soil. We're saying no to deals that leave our people poor while others get rich. We're saying no to threats that try to scare us into submission. And we're not alone. Across the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we're building an alliance. We call it the Sahel Alliance, and it's about standing together, protecting each other, and building a future where Africa calls the shots. You might be thinking, haven't African leaders said things like this before? Sure, some have, but this moment feels different. Why? Because the world is changing and Africa is changing with it. For years we've been told to wait our turn, to follow the rules set by others. But now we're writing our own rules. France used to have a tight grip on countries like mine. They had military bases, controlled our economies, and acted like they owned us. But we pushed them out. Mali did it. Niger did it. Burkina Faso did it. And we're not stopping there. When I spoke out against Netanyahu, I wasn't just talking about one man or one country. I was talking to every nation that's ever looked at Africa and seen a place to exploit. I was talking to the leaders who think they can scare us with sanctions, bombs, or angry words. I was telling them that Africa is rising and we're not afraid anymore.